What's new at Charlie's? What's new at Charlie's? Still on Main. What's new at Charlie's? Tell me what's new at Charlie's? Still on Main.
Hi, welcome to another edition of What's New at Charlie's. Well, here we are again with another bottle of Old Fitzgerald. This was the newest edition, just showed up here at Charlie's. I think this is our third or fourth video on the Old Fitz. No need to go over how much it's one of my favorites again, but it's one of my favorites. This year is a 17. It is, I believe, the oldest one they've come out with, as far as I know. So really excited to open it up. The color's beautiful. It looks like a 17-year-old whiskey. I think you all know my good friend, Mr. Don Williams, the Bourbon Fool. How are you, Don?
I'm good, Charlie. Anytime I see a bottle of Old Fitz, it makes my day.
I was just going to say, and a 17-year-old bottle of Old Fitz, man. You know, just always fantastic stuff. Great packaging as always. Beautiful color. You know, Don, I think the last one was an 8 or 9-year-old. There's 11. There's 14. Where do they keep coming up with all this stuff, Don? What's your thought on it, man?
Well, you know, keep in mind that Heaven Hill, the parent company, is a big distillery. It is a major distillery, and they have been making whiskey for a very long time, and they have stocks of whiskey. I mean, they literally have, and my guess is they go through and they have the Old Fitzgerald mash bill aging at different age points. And this year they went through and they said this 17-year-old is ready to bottle.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
And quite frankly, I think that it's unique that they mix up the age releases.
Yeah.
But really none of them have been abject failures.
No, even the 8 was fantastic, so which was probably the youngest one, I believe. So, yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, there is a lot of aging going on in Bardstown at Heaven Hill.
Sure.
And most of their whiskey is produced at Bernheim
in
Louisville. So literally it is it's one of the great destinations in bourbon. Heaven Hill has a great story behind it. And I think that Old Fitzgerald is just one of those brands that just keeps producing whiskey that everybody loves.
Right. So just real quick, like I said, we've covered this a few times, but Old Fitzgerald was originally Stitzel Weller. It was a weeded product.
It was it was the flagship product for Pappy Van Winkle when he was running Stitzel Weller.
Yep.
And it's, you know, it's got a pedigree. The Old Fitzgerald brand goes way back. And literally, it's very recognizable. And as a matter of fact, if you still go to Stitzel Weller in Shively, you will see the Old Fitzgerald stack on the distillery. The name is there for a long time, and you know it's one of those things. And this is a bottled and bond. It's 100 proof, and it's got that great weeded recipe of Old Fitzgerald.
Sure. So a lot of the original Stitzel Weller stuff went to make what we now call Pappy Van Winkle once they reinvented themselves, shall we say? Yeah,
that's true. And you know, when I read Julian Van Winkle's book, he tried to buy as much of that old stock that his father had touched.
Yeah, sure.
You know, as possible, and I think he was able to get quite a bit of it. But again, it's not an unending supply.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why our friends at Buffalo Trace are now making Pappy Van Winkle.
Well, of course, yeah. They've got the recipes and all the stuff from the family and the blessing of the family, and are making a great product too. Just, you know, it's some of it could come from Stitzel Weller, but it could come from other sources. But it's using the same recipe, right? So that's what we're thinking here on this one. Well, let's crack it open. Once again, one of the most beautiful bottles in the business. The decanter. I think that has some historical references. I think, actually, I believe on the wall here at Charlie's, they got a picture of an Old Fitzgerald decanter from the 50s. So look at that beautiful color, man.
The color doesn't get much better than that.
No, man, that is just as good as it gets right there for a whiskey. So I'm excited for this one.
So, very mature.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is the flavors, no one flavor jumps out at you. It's kind of a very, well, I don't want to call it blended because it's not blended, but it is a
Balanced, well balanced.
It is a balanced whiskey.
Yeah.
It almost has a toasted wheat flavor, which is kind of from the age, I believe.
Probably from the because I get a little oak out of it more than some of the other ones.
Dried red fruit. Something heavy dark cherries.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
And even a little bit, now that it's opened up, a little bit of dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I bet that thing would just keep opening up too. Set it a little longer. I'm not sure people want to sit around and watch the video for half an hour while we enjoy it, but yeah.
That is a special whiskey right there.
It is, man. Yeah, that doesn't disappoint, that's for sure. Knew it wouldn't, but yeah.
You know, if you talk to people in the bourbon world, it's very rarely that you'll have anyone that has anything negative to say about Old Fitzgerald.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, it has been, it's just top shelf. It's top shelf all the way.
And it's one of those brands that some bottles, some releases may be better than others, but the bottom line is they're all good.
Yeah. It's funny, like I said, one of the newer ones was the 8-year. This is the oldest one. Both fantastic. I was amazed how good the 8-year one was, and I expected the 17-year to be this good. So it doesn't disappoint for sure.
And I will tell you that even though there is a little bit of oakiness in this, it does not detract away from the whiskey.
No.
In any way.
No, but you can, if you like a little oak, and a lot of people do, you can definitely taste a little more, which makes sense. It's 17 years old. But yeah, it's not overly oaked for sure. And we've had some of those whiskeys before, but this is not that. So fantastic stuff.
Charlie?
I knew it would be. I was excited to open it. So and here now it's open, and now you can come enjoy one at Charlie's.
Thank you for opening it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for sharing.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
What's new at Charlie's? Still on Main. What's new at Charlie's? Tell me what's new at Charlie's? Still on Main.